All right, welcome to Talk CDL. We have Evan Shelly, co-founder of Truck Parking Club. Evan, welcome to Talk CDL once again.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Yes, Evan, last time we seen you in person was at the Louisville Truck Show. You had set up and your booth looked like it was just busy with people going, wow, look at that, a truck parking club. It was like a super buzz, and the buzz has carried on, through the whole year. I actually see people making videos. I've seen a couple of videos about Truck Parking Club, and I seen there was an article written in CDL Life about you. I read that earlier today. So you guys are going strong and building.
Yeah, we continue to grow quickly. We have 154 locations, adding new locations every single day. We also have recently added 143 free truck parking locations that show real-time availability at rest stops in 8 states.
I actually seen that you have that new ability so they can go on your website and they actually have the ability through the Truck Parking Club website to see if there's availability at actual public rest areas also.
Yes, exactly. So you can go to truckparkingclub.com, and you can also go to our app on the Apple or Google App Store. Both on our map, you'll be able to see the number of spaces available, updated every couple minutes in real time. So it's the same thing as waiting to see a road sign on the side of the interstate that shows number of spaces available. We just take that data and we put it into our app as a free service. So instead of depending on seeing a road sign, you can just look on the app at any time.
I had seen the app when I was doing my own little researching, and I had seen that you do have the app now, which great reviews. It's getting some really good details when I was reading the description. It's not only just for truck and trailer parking, but I've seen like box trucks, RV parking. But what's really neat about it is when you're reading the description, you state that you can go ahead, like if you already know you're going to be going to a specific area, being able to go in there, reserve your spot, get it all planned out, kind of like you would do if you're going on a vacation and you're planning your trip, so that you can have your spot available and ready for you when you go in to shut down for the night or day, depending on how you're doing your driving.
Yeah. So you can definitely plan out pre-trip your routes, days in advance if you want. If you're going over the road, you're unsure about parking locations, you can just head to the app and you can reserve in advance to make sure you have a place to park.
And it's not just overnight parking you provide, right? There are permanent parking, like for in cities like the entire state of New Jersey. I know truck drivers have a hard time finding parking places for when they're home for like a couple days. You have the ability for drivers to find permanent parking spaces, monthly and all that good stuff, correct?
Yes, so we do daily, weekly, and monthly parking. We actually have 1 hourly location as well, but daily, weekly, and monthly at most of our 154 locations. So if someone lives in Atlanta or Dallas or Houston or Port Newark or LA, there's monthly options for them that they can book right from the app.
On the flip side of it, for landowners, you had mentioned you're up to 154 locations in the U.S. and growing, obviously. So for landowners that might not realize, I know we had talked before, but I'd like to mention again that even if you have space for like 3 box trucks or a couple bobtails or maybe only 2 tractor trailer spaces, these are people that can sign up also with Truck Parking Club, correct?
Yes, so we have several locations across the U.S. that just has room for maybe 50 feet, a 50-foot long vehicle, whether that's a trailer or a bobtail or 2 or a box truck. We have property owners that will add those types of locations to our platform, and they do very well. You would be surprised what just one space could do. Just like a 30-foot space that could fit a bobtail can do very well in the right location on our platform.
And here's the other thing that I was thinking. I know, like, for example, I know a trucking company that has a yard in South Holland up near Chicago. And they were telling me they have a lot there that holds 70 trucks. So, even another trucking company can help out by renting out to other trucking companies.
Yeah, so we have trucking companies all across the U.S. that add their terminals, their locations to our platform. Let's say it's a trucking company that has 10 extra spaces in their yard. They'll add that location to truckparkingclub.com, and then truckers over the road traveling through their area will be able to reserve those spaces from truckparkingclub.com. And also at the same time, we have trucking companies that offer up their extra space, but they also, their drivers over the road will book spaces on truckparkingclub.com. So it's actually using both sides of the truck parking marketplace, where truckers will, trucking companies will offer up their space, and truckers that drive for that trucking company will book spaces over the road. So it's really cool to see.
Just like CDL Life had wrote, you really are solving the problem that everybody was complaining about for years. I mean, kudos to you and your partners and everybody. I wanted to talk a little bit about your customer service. It seems like I went ahead and went on your reviews, and it seems like everybody loves your customer service. And when, the one thing about truck drivers, Evan, if you go on like reviews for trucking companies, drivers are brutal. But with your company, it's like 99.9% of them are giving you 5 stars. And they can't say nothing but awesome things about your staff. Here, just let me read a couple of these to you, okay? Clifford Wooler writes, the company app is absolutely amazing. He said, I made a suggestion through their contact form, and within 10 to 15 minutes, I had a person calling me and helping me out. He said, oh, did I mention that it was on a Sunday afternoon? So your people are working like 24/7. If they need help with the app or anything like that, your people are jumping on there. He wrote, other things I love about this company. They all have been in the industry for years. There's always a real person on duty to answer your calls and emails. No automated menus or answering service when you call. Very nice people, very pleasant and eager to earn your business and to keep it. Angel Hernandez writes, no complaints from me. Price is great and very open space to park. Here it is again. Customer service was very helpful when I called. I recommend. Lynn Shaver writes, customer service is excellent. Tracy is very professional and personable, and I love parking here. James Thomas wrote, very nice young lady helped me. She was very courteous and helpful. And a couple more. Junior Butts wrote, very informative, quick to respond, best kept secret, great customer service. And last but not least, I wrote down what Ricardo Zalata wrote, talk about an easy process. The site process to sign up is easy. It was pretty clean and well maintained. I ran into a small issue. I called the customer service and they took care of it right away. Definitely will be using this service again. People are loving you and loving your service and loving the people that are working under you also, Evan.
Yeah, wow. I appreciate you reading those off. I think those are maybe on Google or Facebook, but we are very, what I say is we're maniacal about making sure that the experience of our customers is good no matter what. That, you can't control problems coming up, issues coming up, but we can control making sure that we answer the phone, we take care of our customers, we address their problems as quickly as possible, and we just make sure that we resolve any issues and just ensure that everything that we do is for the trucker, making sure that they have a good experience and that they're taken care of.
Well, I also read a few reviews. There's one part that I wanted to tell you that one of my reviews I read said, and it says, reduces stress. And, everybody was saying about the customer service and stuff that Truck Parking Club likes to offer everybody. But, this one actually says also it reduces the stress that the driver has to handle trying to find their parking spot. So not only is it great customer service, but you also reduce these drivers' stress, which is a great thing to do.
Yeah, really appreciate that. Yeah, we want to make, what's typically the end of a driver's day not turn into a stressful situation, a tense situation, an urgent situation. We want to help them find parking easier to really remove one of those more stressful daily occurrences that drivers have to deal with. That is a very big focus of ours.
I also noticed on your app, not only are you a Droid or an iPhone, you also have the iPad, iTouch, Mac, all the different components, all the different equipment that goes with both types of services. But your languages, you have it in, it looks like quite a few different languages that a driver can use the app with, not just your standard English or Spanish. You also have Turkish, you got Finnish, you got Czech. So you got definitely a range of different languages that these drivers that are in the United States having a harder time, so they could sometimes speak it a little bit more than they can read it. So it makes it easier for them to understand your app than also with having that ability to read it in a language that they are understanding it easier with.
Yeah, so we've made the apps adaptable. The truckparkingclub.com, you should be able to change the language from English to the language of your choice, more commonly used languages across the U.S.
I got a question for you. What's up and coming for Truck Parking Club besides growth? Do you have any new features that you're going to be adding on? Is there a little secret you can give away, or you tell us?
You mentioned besides growth, but I think the biggest thing we can provide to our customers at this point is just adding more properties. We're at 154 now. We want to get to several thousand. We have a product that, like the reviews you mentioned, we have a product that our customers enjoy using, but unfortunately, we're not at every exit on every major interstate. And that's the next big thing for us is how do we get at every exit on every major interstate to make the truckers' lives just that much easier. I think that's what we think about a lot day to day is how do we continue to get the word out there and provide our customers more and more convenience, because if we do, accomplish our goal of having a location on every major interstate, then ultimately we believe we can put a big dent in the stress that comes with finding truck parking.
Evan, I'm going to make a challenge to our audience and to drivers to absolutely help out with that. If you know somebody that's got a farm, a garage, a store with parking out back that they could fit even a bobtail in, a nice safe place that drivers can get in and out, tell them about Truck Parking Club or pass the word on to Evan's crew. And I'm sure Evan's crew will take the ball and run with it for you guys. Let's all try to pitch in. And for anybody out there that's listening that has land, contact Truck Parking Club at truckparkingclub.com and find out, would your land, and most lands do qualify, right, Evan? I would imagine is there any lands that don't qualify? That might be even a better question.
What I would say is bring any property that you think is adequate. We have a vetting process. We're going to talk with you about your property. So if you think it's a good fit, bring it to truckparkingclub.com. Call our 24/7 customer service number, 888-899-PARK. That's 888-899-7275. And tell them you have a property you would like to talk with someone about. Or you can just go to truckparkingclub.com, click add your location in the top right-hand corner, and go ahead and submit your property. We have a thorough vetting process. We're going to see your property before we approve it. We're going to talk with you about your property before we approve it. But if you have something you think will fit, let's start there. I would say what we look for is, 99.99% of the time, if we see grass in the photos or in the aerials, and we talk with you and you say it's grass, it's not going to be a property we want, even though it may hold a truck. We don't like taking that risk of worrying about it. But the majority of our properties are going to be gravel lots. Typically, we'll have fence and gating, not always, but in a lot of cases, fence and gating. Some of them have 24/7 security. But, we have properties that are just gravel lots, just simple gravel asphalt milling lots that do very well just because they're in a convenient place where a guy can drop an empty 53-foot dry van and go and get another dry van. So things like that do go a long way, just those empty lots sitting there. So I think if you have something that you think is adequate, bring it to us. Let us check it out for you, and we'll let you know.
And the advantage is, for all you landowners that are listening, yes, you're helping truck drivers, but you're also getting paid, to provide affordable truck parking to the United States truck drivers. Ruth Ann?
I agree. There's another thing that as I was listening to Evan describe some of the stuff that they're looking for, how you'll see where buildings or like a little store, like the other day we're driving down 491 and there's the empty, the buildings there still, they still have a property, but there's no service anymore in the store. They don't offer anything to it. Or you'll see a building that started falling down and, they destroy it, but the lot's still there. I bet those types of situations would be great for truck parking to go on to.
For all you people that are listening that have land, like Evan said, go ahead and contact them through truckparkingclub.com. Or Evan, give that number again that they can call.
888-899-PARK. That's 888-899-7275.
So, Evan, just to shift gears a little, I got a question for you. Does Truck Parking Club have plans, to be at any truck shows over the next 12 months?
That's a great question. So, we just got back from the AMBEST annual conference, which isn't a truck show, but we were there with a bunch of truck stops, talking with those truck stop owners, some of which are in and around the trucking companies, and talking with them what they're working on, what they're doing. We're about to head over to Joplin 44, Joplin, Missouri. Their show is this week, so we will be there for that. We will have a booth, talking with you truckers, getting your feedback, talking with you about what you guys need with your truck parking. And then we will be, what is the one, is it called Mayberry? Or am I crazy? Is it Mayberry? I think that is maybe 2 weeks after, or maybe a week after that one. And then, let's see here, we will be at a conference called Freight Fest, which is a podcast called Truck and Hustle. That's their annual conference. We will also be, I'm headed up to Washington, D.C. for TCA Call in Washington. I think ATA's annual conference is in Austin, Texas in like 3 weeks. I'll be at that. We have some more on our schedule. I just can't, on the top of my mind, think of them.
Matt's, they're in Louisville, the big one that we were at.
That was
together.
The last one we seen.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there 100%.
We seen Evan down in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, at the truck show down there.
Awesome. Now, that's in February, I think, the Miami one. We're going to be there. And then Louisville's in March, right?
Correct.
Are we going to be in Louisville?
Yeah.
We're planning on it.
So, yeah. So it sounds like you got a full calendar.
Yeah, we try to hit all the shows. That's where we get all the feedback and get to talk with people about what we have going on, talk with them about their experiences. At this point, we go to these shows and we get a lot of feedback from drivers that have used us and understanding what we can improve on, understanding where they need parking. So we love going to the shows. We try to go to every single one that we can.
That is super awesome, man. We're so glad that we met you last year, and honestly and truly, before Truck Parking Club came along, everybody that's like what was one of the big topics, truck parking. Oh, after 3:00 in the afternoon, you can't find nothing. Everybody's crowded. You're parking on ramps, and now here we are, and we've got you trying to really get the country involved. It was such a great idea. I just wanted to kind of give you a kudos on that.
No, I really do appreciate it. the truck parking situation is complex, and we're trying to do everything we can to make it a little bit easier on drivers to not have to worry about, because, we understand sometimes you go look for parking and you find it, and that's awesome. But, to have that feeling of majority of the time, it's going to be very difficult to find parking, and us giving truckers the ability to go and easily find it through our app. That's the big goal here is just to relieve that, as you guys said, the stress that comes along with wrapping up your day. We really want to continue to help drivers with that.
I've got one last question that I wrote down because I wasn't sure of this, unless you have anything to add on to what we were just saying. Question I have is, are you officially 1 year yet? Is Truck Parking Club over a year now, or when's the anniversary for that?
We actually are not. It's kind of crazy to think about. It feels like we've been around a long time, but it'll be officially. I mean, our launch technically was in December of last year, so I guess you would go by the launch day. I think, but here's the thing. I mean, the idea around Truck Parking Club was something that I was thinking about and talking with people about and trying to figure out how to put out there it was something that was going on for a long time. Just when I found the right partners and put together the right team was late last year. So we're not a year yet, but we're 154 locations strong. Thousands of bookings all across the U.S. have been done through truckparkingclub.com. Every single month over month, is growing very, very quickly.
Well, Evan, we thank you so much for coming on and updating us on the show here. We want to keep this going. We want to help you build, and we're excited to see. We're just a trucking family, so we're excited to see when a actual problem is taken care of for drivers, because ultimately it's the working man that you're helping here, and that's just a great thing in my book. I'm a trucker by heart, and my grandfather was a truck driver, and like I said, there's a lot of people that are not on the trucker side, but when you got a company like yours that all the truckers, it's hard to get truckers to say good things. You know what I mean? Have all of them saying good things about somebody, Ruth Ann.
Usually they're complaining about something. So
yeah,
great job. You got all good stuff going on.
Yeah, you guys are very well liked. So honestly, let's keep this going. And like I said, just before we go ahead and cut this interview, let's go ahead and leave a couple numbers. Again, I want to get that number for landowners to call. And I want, like I said, if you're a landowner, go to truckparkingclub.com. If you can't remember the phone number that Evan's about to give out, just go to truckparkingclub.com and message them. As you already heard, their customer service is amazing. So I guarantee you'll know real fast. There's a vetting process that they have that will tell you real fast if your land qualifies to go ahead and sign that up and have truck drivers park on it, and you get paid and you're helping truck drivers. If you're a truck driver, sign up. Okay, sign up for it's free to sign up, right, Evan? There's no cost to sign up with Truck Parking Club.
Absolutely, yeah. We are a Truck Parking Club, but we have no membership fees. Signing up is free. Viewing the free truck parking availability at rest stops is a free service. You can go onto the website and see that. There's no charge to be able to see that. You pay when you book one of our reservable parking spaces, and that's it. And the phone number that you can call in at is 888-899-7275. That's 888-899-PARK.
I like that. Park. Okay, Evan, if you've got nothing else to add, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate hanging out with you once again. Look forward to seeing you at one of the shows.
Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks very much for having me. Look forward to seeing you all soon.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks a lot. Take care.